Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 1st of Feb 2023 and to be honest, the global cryptocurrency market looks pretty much the same since the last 24 hours. Not much has happened in the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but later on in the day, Jerome Powell will be going live and I really have this feeling that 4 to 5 hours after he goes live, the price is definitely going to fluctuate. Either it could go up or it could go down. Now in today's episode guys, we're going to start off with talking about last month because metaverse tokens did outperform Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and Decentraland in particular did do ridiculously good in the month of January, and another cryptocurrency protocol which is connected to metaverse did over 90% in the month of January. In today's episode, we're also going to be discussing this narrative, Lightning Network, not a blockchain, and an app called Strike is trying to help Philippines by using Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now the biggest news that is going on right now in the blockchain world and in the social media world is an app called as Nostr, which is spelled as Nostr. They claim to be Twitter's killer app and they're working on a decentralized protocol, and it's none other than the censorship king, Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, who did actually say that the project is live. So we'll go ahead and explore what that is, and in today's episode I'll try to give some comparison between Nostr and Bitcoin, the similarities of it. Now look guys, since the last 7 days, Dogecoin has literally pumped up to the moon, and what happened few days ago, Elon Musk did actually tweet regarding Dogecoin and McDonald's, so we'll definitely go ahead and explore what that news is. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, we're going to be discussing two news from UAE. Now the first news is about Bloomingdale's Middle East store, and they are collaborating with an NFT clothing store. So we'll go ahead and explore what that is and where Web 3.0 kicks in. And in the second part of the episode, I'm going to be discussing about Dubai as a city. Now lately, a lot of the cryptocurrency giants have moved into Dubai. And look guys, from a business point of view, this might sound great, but looks like Dubai is turning out to be a red ocean. And there is a lot of competition going on. So I'm going to be sharing my opinions and thoughts if Dubai is a red ocean and if Saudi Arabia is a blue ocean, and this is purely in terms of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and metaverse related business. So these are my thoughts and opinions. So a lot to explore in today's episode. So let's get started with today's episode. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE, and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE, and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE, and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE, and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called Rise in the Obstacle Course Race, and Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, since we've taken care of that, let's look at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, 1st of February, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.05 trillion. Not much has happened in the cryptocurrency world, particularly since the last 3 days or so, because the number is exactly the same. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.51%. The total crypto market volume, though, has gone down to $45.90 billion, which means there is a lot of selling going on. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is down by 9.78%. The total volume on DeFi is also well below the $5 billion mark. The total volume in DeFi is currently at $4.08 billion. And look, guys, in 2021, on an average day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between 12 to 16, in certain cases, even $25 billion. Now, hopefully, in 2023, DeFi definitely picks up pace. Now, as of today, the total value locked is $47.38 billion. And Lido is still leading the race with 7.01%, and $8.06 billion is locked in its protocol. And DeFi accounts for 8.89% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. MakerDAO is number 2nd, and the total value locked is $7.08 billion, followed by Curve Finance at $4.76 billion, Aave at $4.49 billion, and finally Convex Finance at $3.97 billion. Now let's look at the volume of stable coins. The volume of stable coins is ridiculously low, and it is also accounting for a majority of the chunk in the cryptocurrency market volume. And look guys, these two metrics are definitely not ideal. The volume of all stable coins is at $41.64 billion, and it accounts for 90.73% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Tether USDT out of the $41.64 billion accounts for $30.48 billion, Binance USD at $7.93 billion, and Circle USD at $2.84 billion. Now look guys, in 2023, probably in the second half of 2023, stable coins are definitely going to be the news of the talk. And once that thing happens, I wouldn't be surprised if the volume of stable coins gradually reduces, you also need to understand the central bank digital currencies will be a very strong competition to stable coins. And apart from that, you also have Ripple or XRP. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future of stable coin is. Now let's look at the market share, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's market share is at $444 billion and Ethereum's market share is at $193 billion. Now there is some minor update regarding Ethereum which I'll try to cover next week, and the update is regarding the Shanghai upgrade. Now in order for the Shanghai upgrade to go, there is some kind of an upgrade that is taking place today which is going live. So essentially it would allow users to temporarily withdraw the staking method, and this is just at a trial period. So what I'll do is next week I'll go ahead and give out in-depth information regarding that. Now let's look at the 24-hour trading volume. Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $22.3 billion. Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $6.24 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin is 42.48% and Ethereum's dominance is 18.50%. Now today, guys, on the 1st of Feb, I'm going to be looking at the total amount of incoming value to decentralized app smart contracts, and Uniswap version 3 is number first at $3.24 billion. Simple FX is number second at $696.16 million, and PancakeSwap is number third at $186.97 million. And last week, guys, I also talked about Uniswap version 3, where a lot of the users are willing to switch from Ethereum to Binance BNB chain, and the voting was done via Twitter as well. And the number 4 is Katana, and the value in terms of dollar amount towards its decentralized app smart contracts is $169.32 million, and finally Uniswap NT Aggregator at $112.65 million. So it's going to be really interesting to see once Jerome Powell announces the interest rate, what happens to the volume. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now to be honest, not much has happened since the last 72 hours. The price of Bitcoin is $23,090. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.99%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.03%. Ethereum is at $1,581, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.78%, and since the last 7 days, it is marginally up by 2.07%. Binance Coin is at $303. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.29%. Since the last 7 days, it is marginally up by 2.21%. And look, guys, this week is really critical for the world of cryptocurrencies. In the month of January, Metaverse tokens did outperform Bitcoin in the entire month of January, and Decentraland's Mana has surged 152% for January, while Sandbox or Sand is up over 90%. Now, what I do is in my Metaverse Everything podcast, I do talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are connected to Metaverse. So in my Metaverse Everything podcast, I do look at Decentraland Sandbox, I do look at Decentraland, I look at Axie Infinity, I look at Sandbox, I look at Theta Network as well. So I'd really recommend you to do is check out those episodes. Now I don't tend to go in details, but I just look at what is going on, particularly the 24-hour trading volume, and I also look at the cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols that are connected to Metaverse in terms of the market cap, and I tend to compare it with reference to what has happened in the last 7 days. Now regarding Sandbox, Amico Brands is definitely looking for $1 billion worth of investment. Now is that the reason why the price of Sandbox has gone high? I definitely do think so. Now will that thing continue? I really am not sure. Now guys, let's talk about a massive news that is going on in the social media world and also in the blockchain world. And this is claiming to be a Twitter killer, and the project is called as Nostr. So let me just spell it out because at this point of time, I really am not sure how to pronounce it. So it's spelled as N for November, O for Orange, S for Sugar, T for Tango, and R for Roger. So essentially, it is an open protocol that promises to substitute centrally controlled social networks such as Twitter. Now this is currently live on Apple App Store, and they are doing that with Daemons. Now unfortunately, looks like Android users will have to wait for a much longer time. Now, if you go to Daemons' website, it says it's a social network that you can control. What is really ironic is it is none other than the censorship king and former CEO of Twitter, that is Jack Dorsey, did actually announce about this news. So essentially, Nostr is a protocol for transmitting notes and other information through relays. Now what it does is, it uses asymmetric cryptography, which users have a public key and private key, kind of somewhat similar to what Bitcoin is. But the public key is the user's ID and the private key is the password, exactly like how Bitcoin works. So messages can be encrypted and decrypted with public and private keys. That's exactly like how Bitcoin works. Now listen guys, Nostr is still at its infancy stage with a smaller use base and lesser established history compared to Bitcoin. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this particular protocol works. You need to remember that it's claiming to be an open, censorship-resistant and permissionless communication protocol. It is so ironic that Jack Dorsey, the censorship king, is actually behind it. That something does not fit right, and Nostr's listing on App Store has expanded to reach a larger audience. Now, unfortunately, it's really not available for Android users. Now, listen, guys, I have a problem with decentralized apps connecting to social media protocols. The whole notion of Web3 sounds cool, but it just will not work because there has to be a centralized entity who does the marketing. What happens if there are any updates? Who does the update? In case of Nostr, is it the community who does the update, or will it be the censorship king Jack Dorsey who will go and make the update? This is one of the drawbacks of using open blockchain. Remember guys, in Bitcoin, in order to make any minor update, it takes roughly around 18 months, certain cases even longer. When you talk about blockchain protocols, the community gets to decide by a voting mechanism, and in honesty, blockchain protocols are extremely slow. But let's talk about another blockchain protocol, but it is connected to Bitcoin and this whole narrative. Lightning Network, not blockchain, is definitely gaining momentum, not just among the Bitcoin maximalists, but also in the cryptocurrency world as well. And an app called Strike by Jack Mallers has launched an instant cheaper remittances for the Philippines using Bitcoin Lightning Network. So essentially what it will do is, it will allow for fast, secure and low-cost money transfers between US and the Philippines. Now the details of this is mentioned in an article via Bitcoin magazine. Now as per the article, it says that Philippines and US has the world's largest remittance markets. So using Bitcoin Lightning Network definitely sounds like a great idea. And Strike has partnered with a Philippine-based startup called Pouch.ph to enable transfers from US dollars to Philippine pesos, which can be received in a bank or mobile money account in Philippines. So definitely brilliant stuff. But listen guys, if you are someone in UAE, I'd really like to know, if you send remittances to Philippines, do banks actually charge you money? Because so far as I understand, banking industry, especially in the UAE, have made remittances to Philippines completely for free, and it does happen real time. Now Strike, the idea sounds absolutely great between Philippines and America. I really am not sure what the use case is for other countries, but nonetheless, definitely brilliant stuff. Now guys, let's discuss some positive news regarding Dogecoin, and looks like Dogecoin could be heading to the moon, and Dogecoin did actually climb an 8-week high on January 31st. That was yesterday, and the reason is because of Elon Musk. So what happened is that Elon Musk did actually tweet last week that he will eat at McDonald's Happy Meal if the fast food company does accept Dogecoin. Now imagine what would happen if McDonald's does actually accept Dogecoin based on the request for Elon Musk. If they do that, there are over 40,031 restaurants which will simultaneously be adding a big name in already large number of merchants that are already accepting Dogecoin. Now because of this news, the prices have definitely pumped up, and I really am hoping that retail giants such as McDonald's, Starbucks, maybe even Burger King, they start accepting Dogecoin. That'd be really cool. Now guys, let's discuss two news regarding UAE. And the first news that I'd like to talk about is Bloomingdale's, and they have collaborated with NFT Clothing to drop an ultra-rare Web3 fashion collection. So let me try to give out some information regarding this. Now the website to find out more information or to purchase your NFT related to clothing is bloomingdales.ae, and Bloomingdale's is collaborating with non-fungible clothing on a Web3 fashion collection, and the collection features ultra-limited edition blockchain-enabled t-shirts, and there are only 150 available. The t-shirts are tokenized as NFTs on the Polygon blockchain for authenticity and traceabilities. So what's going to happen is owners can claim full ownership of virtual twin NFTs through a unique NFT tag embedded in the t-shirt. Really cool idea. Now check this out, guys. Jumi, Trillionaire Thugs, and Hybrid Meta are contributing to the collaboration with Web3 expertise, and the t-shirts feature augmented reality technology that triggers a custom 3D virtual animation when scanned. So it's going to be really cool when you actually see it, and maybe 3 to 5 years down the line when virtual reality headsets do become the size of sunglasses, this idea might be really cool. Now, the collection was launched last week on January 26th at the Dubai Mall, and it was available for purchase for 999 dirhams. Now, Bloomingdale's will host a month-long Web3 fashion activation with a VR experience at the store. So listen, guys, if you're heading towards Dubai Mall, you definitely need to check it out. Now, the NFT-backed t-shirts will be available for purchase both in store and online. So what I'm going to be doing is, this weekend I'm definitely going to go at Dubai Mall, and I'm pretty much sure I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Now, a month-long Web3 fashion activation featuring a VR experience will accompany the launch of the collection, and the collection is a celebration of the theme of the Spring 2023 campaign, and the campaign is called The Future is Beautiful. Now listen, guys, this idea sounds great, but cryptocurrencies are fluctuating in prices, and the fact that they are using Polygon may sound great, but they are fluctuating, which can possibly have a negative effect on the value of NFTs as well. So you definitely need to keep that in mind. Now, despite this volatility, NFTs are gaining popularity in the luxury fashion industry as a way to verify authenticity and traceability. So essentially, by tokenizing the t-shirts, what Bloomingdale is doing is they are converting the t-shirts into NFTs and non-fungible clothing, and they aim to revolutionize the future of modern luxury fashion. So the idea sounds good, but I really recommend you to do is go to Dubai Mall, check it out yourself. Now guys, let's talk about the second news, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions about Dubai right now, because lately a lot of the firms are moving into Dubai. So lately Dubai is turning out to be a red ocean, but let me go ahead and explain what is a blue ocean. Now listen guys, if you've done your masters, or if you've done your MBA in business, or if you've been in the business for a very long time, you need to know that blue ocean is a business strategy focusing on creating new market spaces rather than competing in existing ones. Whereas red ocean is an existing market with many competitors, while a blue ocean is a market yet to be discovered with no competitors. Now, as of now, I have this very strong feeling I can in fact guarantee that Dubai right now is a red ocean, and red ocean in the cryptocurrency and blockchain market is not ideal, and red ocean in the cryptocurrency and blockchain market is ideal for customers, but not necessarily if you're a business entity. The cryptocurrency and blockchain market is characterized by intense competition, commoditization, and declining profitability, and a large number of companies are competing for a limited pool of customers, making it challenging to differentiate and create new demands. And yesterday, guys, in my podcast, I did talk about a lot of companies, especially in the cryptocurrency world, did actually make people redundant, and companies operating in this space needs to find ways to stand out and create new opportunities for growth. Now, all this is in relevance for companies in Dubai. Now, even when you talk about metaverse, Dubai is making a lot of news regarding metaverse. And in yesterday's podcast, I did talk about a new metaverse platform being launched by DIFC. Now listen guys, the metaverse as a virtual world where people can interact and transact in a digital environment is an emerging market with untapped potential. However, it is also likely to face intense competition as more companies are entering the space, and companies operating in this market will need to find ways to differentiate themselves and create a new demand to succeed. And companies need to come up with different strategies. So in order to shift from a red ocean to a blue ocean, companies operating in Dubai, particularly in the area of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and metaverse, needs to differentiate themselves by developing innovative technologies, create new business models, or entering new markets. One area which right now I think is blue ocean is Saudi Arabia. So a lot of the startups, businesses currently working in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and metaverse needs to probably keep an eye on what is going on in the blue ocean, that is Saudi Arabia. Now they could develop decentralized finance solutions that enable secure and transparent transactions, or create metaverse platforms that offer unique experiences and monetize every opportunity. But the competition is going to get stronger and stronger. Now listen guys, I do tend to have interviews with CEOs and startups all across the world, and I usually ask them this question: what advice would you like to give to your fellow business partners? It's so critical that we as an industry need to support innovations and also play in line with regulations, because look, Dubai has a vision of becoming a global leader in the adoption of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, and also in the field of metaverse. And to this vision, the government has introduced initiatives and regulations such as the Dubai Blockchain Strategy, the Dubai Virtual Reality and Augmented Reality Park, the Metaverse Assembly, and now even the Metaverse Platform, which I discussed yesterday. So companies operating in this space do have a unique opportunity to take advantage of these initiatives and regulate to differentiate themselves and create new demand. Now, so far as the business considerations are concerned, companies operating in cryptocurrencies, blockchain and metaverse in Dubai need to carefully consider various business and technical factors to succeed. This includes the ability to comply with regulations, secure your funding, attract and retain talent. This is a bit difficult considering the fact that the prices have gone down to less than 1/3 of its all-time high. But you also as a business need to make sure that you have brilliant effective strategies, a well thought out plan, and careful execution can help companies differentiate between creating new demand and shift from red ocean to blue ocean. Now from a customer's point of view, I think being in red ocean is great, because it just means that as a customer, we get cheaper products, faster delivery, and better quality services, because if we do not, we directly can switch from one competition to another. But as a business and as an entity, red ocean means a lot of competition, so you definitely need to focus on a lot of innovation, keep updated with what is going on in the cryptocurrency, blockchain, Web3, and metaverse world. And look guys, one of the vision of Sheikh Hamdan is to be the top 10 cities in the world so far as metaverse is concerned, and the number 1 city in the world so far as Web3 is concerned. Now, I've been living in Dubai for almost 10 years now, and the government initiative and support is probably like none other. So definitely keep that in mind. So that's essentially what I wanted to discuss. If Dubai is turning into a red ocean, and red ocean need not be a good thing, it definitely is a great thing. This also keeps room in areas to identify what blue ocean is. And is Saudi Arabia turning out to be a blue ocean? What about Africa, an area which is not tapped by other companies? So those are essentially just my thoughts, guys. So that's essentially what it is from Crypto and Coffee date for the 1st of February 2023. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Nisha who asks, do you think Elon Musk will accept Dogecoin as a payment? Now to be honest, Nisha, I really am not sure. For Tesla, I'm pretty much sure that he may not accept Dogecoin as a payment. He did want to accept Bitcoin as a payment, but because of the ESG concerns, he actually stopped accepting Bitcoin as a payment, and looks like the ESG concern is not going to be solved, at least for the next few years. If you do want to find out some technical information regarding ESG and why that is so much of hype, Larry Fink does actually write a letter to the CEOs, and he's the only person because of which there is a lot of drama regarding ESG, and even Elon Musk does actually listen to Larry Fink, who's the CEO of BlackRock. Now, so far as Twitter is concerned, before buying Twitter, Elon Musk did actually state that so far as the subscription fee is concerned, he was thinking of having $3 worth of payment in Dogecoin, but I really am not sure if he's actually going to go ahead and implement it. Now, I really am not sure, Nisha, because Twitter is a US-based company, what are the regulations for him in order to accept Dogecoin as a payment? I really am not sure, but maybe an American can look at what the legal requirements are and then give some suggestions, because I very specifically remember one of the users did actually say that even $3 based on the country where he was living in was a ridiculously high amount. And Elon Musk did actually reply to his comment and actually said that what he's saying does make a lot of sense. So rather than accepting US dollar, it would make more sense to accept Dogecoin based on the country that you are living in. So let's say $3 might be worth maybe $1 in Zimbabwe, or maybe much less than that. So accordingly, users can pay that amount of money. But that thing being said, I really am not sure if Elon Musk will go ahead and accept Dogecoin. What Elon Musk can do is accept Bitcoin using Lightning Network. So this whole notion about tipping your content creators can be much better done with Bitcoin using Lightning Network. And you can make micropayments as well. As a matter of fact, Nisha, my podcast is also up on Fountain, and listeners can donate based on what they are listening. So if you are a content creator, you may want to check out Fountain as well. The app is completely free to use as well. But to answer your question, I don't think that Elon Musk will accept Dogecoin as a payment, at least not for Tesla. Maybe for Twitter. I do think that rather than accepting, let's say, Dogecoin, maybe Bitcoin Lightning Network would be ideal. What would be even better is to use Shiba Inu. Look, so far as meme coins are concerned, Shiba Inu definitely has some better and strong fundamentals. So at least that is what my thoughts are. But again, it is Elon Musk. I wouldn't be surprised what Elon Musk does, because Elon Musk does what Elon Musk does. I have another question by Jeremy, who asks, what time will Jerome Powell go live today? Now that is a brilliant question, Jeremy. Now Jerome Powell is supposed to go live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I believe that is roughly around 11:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time at night. Now this timing has changed because in the past I've watched the session definitely much better than that. Now I'm not sure daylight saving has anything to do with that at all. But to answer your question, Jerome Powell will go live at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And listen, Jeremy, and all the listeners, what I'd really recommend you to do is make sure that you watch Jerome Powell live on YouTube. The session usually lasts for 40 odd minutes. He goes ahead and explains and gives his reasoning as to why he has increased the interest rate or reduced the interest rate. He gives a very concise, detailed information regarding the labor market. And one thing which I've said several times in my podcast, the mainstream media would randomly ask him questions which are not connected to inflations, and irrespective of what Jerome Powell says, the mainstream media does put up incorrect and fake news. One thing which I did mention in our podcast a few days ago, Jerome Powell was asked 8 times if the US is heading towards recession, and in that question in our session, he actually mentioned 8 times that based on the labor market demand, because the demand is looking good, the US is definitely not heading into recession. He answered that 8 times. But what happened? Mainstream media did actually put up fake news stating that US is heading for recession. So what I really recommend you to do, Jeremy, and to all our listeners, is Jerome Powell will be going live on YouTube for the first 10 or 12 minutes. He's going to give his explanation. He's going to give factual information. Then media is going to ask him questions and answers. And one thing, Jeremy, which I did mention when Jerome Powell did go live last time, one of the woke journalists from CNN did actually try to bring race into inflation, and Jerome Powell did answer it in a brilliant way. He actually said that when Donald Trump was the president of the United States of America, the inflation numbers was the lowest, and people in the minority, particularly in the black community and the Asian community, did have a much better job prospect. So what I recommend you to do is, Jeremy, check out Jerome Powell's last interview. And during the interview, he actually said from 2017 to 2019, the job market conditions, particularly for black Americans and minority, looked absolutely brilliant, and the woke journalist did actually remain quiet. But anyways, going back to your question, Jeremy, Jerome Powell will go live today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I believe is roughly around 11:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. So that's all for today, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And also check out my website, www.blockchaindxb.com. And also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how this series of episodes into Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other 10 news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys and have a nice one. Bye bye.